Hey there, Commanders. Welcome back to another exciting 10 versus 10 here in Steel Division 2. Today, I am playing as the Soviets in their 7th Mechanized Division. Corps? Division? Something like that. Corps, I guess. So, we're going to be focused on the right flank and controlling the town. We do have some other players over here assisting us. This is a great match. It's going to be a little bit longer than some more of the recent videos, so strap in, grab a beer, some popcorn, whatever, and enjoy the action ahead. So as you can see here, initially I'm bringing in some rifle teams, some Strelkies, and Su-85 along with a 25mm anti-aircraft gun, and then a assault gun, this Su-122, to blow up enemy squads. I also have a recon a squad here, Razvedka. These M2 half-tracks are actually faster than you might think. You can see him speeding up here to the front line and already spotting something out there, which is obviously a machine gun due to the distance. So action already starting to heat up here. IG-33 in play as well. That is quite dangerous. I forgot to mention I do have a ZIS-3 here, which can be used as, you know, a field gun or an anti-tank gun, which is kind of nice, especially for the price. So Ju-87 D5 coming in. I had brought in a PE-3R to spot what's over here. Ju-87 gets pushed off before he can drop his bomb load on us. PE-3R goes down to enemy AA, and they pushed hard into our zone and captured a flag already. We saw a elephant in the back there too. So right now we're at an 18-14 right here at the beginning of the game. I always like it when one team's trying to push forward right away. It makes it exciting. So Storm Grenadiers getting caught out in the open by these farmers. But plenty coming in behind them. I did let the team know I'm sending a T-34 over here to help push this platoon away from our flag, but it'll obviously take it a minute to get there. We have a ton of infantry out here, but again, they're all disheartened, and I don't see any NKVD here to keep them from fleeing. Nothing really going on here. We got some Strelky DT teams with Molotovs moving forward, so they should be able to hold on. So I don't have any mortars set up right now. I did cue the team. You know, it's probably a good idea if we had some to drop them on this zone. My Su-85 did get a penetration on him by one of these Italian tanks, I think. But he's still up for the moment. He's playing peekaboo here. Misses. See if he can hit him on this one. He's just running at us, so he's probably going to miss his shot in return. Nope, just bounces. Shooter killed. And we had something over here shooting another Su-85. So he should go down pretty easily. And I guess I didn't realize that I had APCR on. Kind of wish the crew was intelligent enough to know which round to use. Like if it's a medium light tank, to just automatically use AP. But it's just one of those quality of life things that would be nice to have. So we got mortars coming in finally, and their assault has failed. I have a single Strelky squad helping here, but our assault gun got 13 high explosive shells left, and we did spot one of their AA pieces. By the way, guys, if you like Air Forces, I will be bringing them in this match. And if you like the videos, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. I always love reading your comments, too, especially when you can teach me something. You guys are filled with World War II knowledge. Just kind of taking a look down the line here. Wow, they were being super aggressive trying to get across here. We don't have a ton of defense, but that Firefly should keep anything off unless we see an elephant over there. Up in this zone, again, all along the line, the Axis team is really pushing quite hard against us. I don't see a ton of defense over here either, so I'm going to close this down. You guys should have had time to see the players in here. 17-15. We're actually up right now. I brought in a PE-3. Sorry, missed that, guys. Is he going to die? Now he gets pushed away by our anti-aircraft. So I did drop some bombs in here. Don't worry, we'll have a few more. He goes down. We've got a bunch of flame panzers moving forward, a Jagdpanzer holding us off here, and a Tiger and another M14. So I don't think... if he used smoke, maybe, but he knows I had an Su-85, so I'm kind of surprised he's trying to move these guys into play right now. Su-122 getting into the action finally here. And we see more tanks back here coming to the front line. AT gun over here. Pack 36. We lost our T-34, the one I had brought in to push things off. I think he was... yeah, he must have been killed by that elephant. At least we got him away from our flag. ISU-122 coming in to support our front line here. And we're just going to make a rush for it. So, again, aggression on both sides. It looks like we had destroyed their attempt initially, so we're counter-assaulting now. And you can see the communication and all of our players going over. So we're just going to move things up here. Not a whole lot in reserve if the enemy counter-assaults our counter-assault. But we're, right now, because we've got this flag, we're helping to win here, and we got this one. So really, on the front line, it's us capturing the 2 extra flags. Su-85 spotting somebody here. It looks like the Panzer IV leader. And enemy is bringing in a bunch of light tanks. Probably, I would recommend holding those into reserve. Maybe bringing an AT gun up or a couple of tanks and knocking out the Su-85 first. Because we're just going to knock these guys out and they're going to ping off the front. He can't flank us here. Alright, so we got some rockets heading our way. Is he going to take out our Su-85? Probably. Let's see here. Su-122 in danger as well. And one lands directly on the assault gun. P3 coming back in for a strafing run here. We'll see if he gets knocked out by enemy anti-aircraft over here. These things are pretty buff. They definitely have a tendency to survive a lot of AA fire. These guys are single vetted units, but he does go down. Bummer. So I thought it would be wise now to bring up the T-3476 you guys saw back in the town. Help take out these Panzer M14 and 7 TP. Because we just have the Su-122 after that rocket strike. And he's got a Jagdpanzer back here too, so if we pop out, he's going to immediately destroy our squads. T-34 hiding from this Tiger as he keeps moving that guy forward. Transmission gets damaged by the Su-85s, and he's going to get scared off. We just took this ZIS-2 off of... what is that? Fire restriction for penetration to just kind of scare this guy, so that was a smart move. I had brought in some ZIS-3s to use them against the Nebelwerfer back here. Not very accurate. These ones do not have radios, and the way I built this deck, I don't have a commander to give them that. And just kind of a cheaper artillery piece to bring in Phase A, and I want to say they have double the ammo of an 81 or 82 millimeter mortar. I can't remember which size they have in Soviets. So I thought they're pretty fast. They're not as fast as a mortar, but I'll have fire for longer. Panzer 7 TP goes down to the T-34, and then we're close enough to take out these Panzer 4s too. We'll see if he can get in range to spot this guy. MG-26 team causing trouble here, and the Rona shoots in range to use his DP-28, so definitely getting knocked back. We got some Sapri in here, along with our Strelky teams with the Jagdpanzer lining up to unleash his rocket mortar on us. And surprisingly didn't kill that guy. Hey there, Commanders. It's your Phase A recap. So far in the match, we've seen aggression from both sides. As you can see on your screen, the enemy has managed to push forward into our zone and capture a flag. However, by the end of Phase A, we've pushed them off that point. They're also marching basically out in the open along with the players on our team with not a whole lot of support there. So they're definitely going to pay for that as we continue on watching this match play out. We moved a Su-85 into position to provide a little bit of fire support to our infantry and to kill any tanks coming down that road. He's set up for ambush, I want to say within 1,000 meters. So he's not really going to see us unless we've recently fired, and that should allow us to continue knocking his stuff out. Eventually, I was able to bring in a bomber, a PE-3 BIS, who was chased off by an enemy fighter. Eventually, he was shot down, but we were heavily damaged, using that to basically attack his front line and injure and suppress his, double vetted infantry here. For some reason, the enemy decided to bring his flame panzers forward directly into my assault gun fire. Not really sure what the point behind that was, and he knew I still had an Su-85, but he was bringing in light tanks as well, so really would want to screen me with smoke or try and take out the assault guns before advancing out in the open here, because you're just going to see him be totally wiped out here by our 85mm and 122mm fire. Due to the enemy's missteps, we managed to push over into their territory and actually get across the road into the woods. Very terrible for the enemy, especially in Phase A. Was able to bring in a second bomber here to go ahead and take out some more of his infantry and push them off. You can see a Maxim firing up there too, adding additional suppression. Enemy brought in a Nebelwerfer. I brought in my own ZIS-3 howitzers, which are quick firing, not really a huge blast, but can definitely suppress the enemy. And I ended up targeting that equipment along with the infantry on the front line. Unfortunately, as we hit the last 2 minutes of Phase A here, we did lose one of our bombers to the left flank anti-aircraft fire. So the infantry rush, though, completely successful on our hand. I did manage to move a T-34-76 to support them here. Not really afraid of those Italian tanks or the light capture tanks they've got over there. The Su-85 was taken out by some rocket fire, but the Su-122 is still there. That is going to be our Jagdpanzer killer here later in the game, so you'll want to check that out. But an exciting match so far, still locked in at a 16-16 at the end of the phase. So let's head on to Phase B and check out the action. So our little attack wave here falling apart a bit, but we got more farmers heading the front line, and that ZIS-3 that was back here is almost in position to defend our captured flags. Brought another Su-85 to cover our left flank here. We've got another PE-3 that's repairing right now. We'll keep bringing those in. 17-15 here in Phase B. So another Panzer IV coming in. The guy really needs to coordinate attacks here and bring in AT guns, because I think if he's just going to bring them down this main road, we're just going to keep knocking them off one by one. Su-85 is pushed up really far. We got a sniper spotting down the road, though, so we see that Panzer IV-H. ZIS-2 fires first. Loader gets wounded. Crew panics, and he blows up. Panzer II-C here, causing some problems for us, though. We get suppressed, and he rushes in and surrenders us. T-60, though, spotting a Flak 36. We can wipe those guys out and keep calling in aircraft. Or ZIS-3 getting counter-batteried. These guys were too close together. I don't always do the right things. But because they're light howitzers, they can move fast. You try to move a 150 around like this, they take forever. And usually they get damaged or knocked out. So you can see we've got a couple infantry squads holding the left flank here. We've got RPG-43s if they rush in with trucks, but nothing really to defend against a tank assault. We do have a T-34-85 and an IS-2 here, though, so he would cut them off. I'm bringing in Tankos with the half-tracks here. Strelky's in close, doing some damage to these Panzergrens. And we've moved into their woods on the right side of this road. So they're actually winning, though. It's a 17-15, so things not going well somewhere else in the map here. Panzer II is destroying my rifles team here. So T-26 going to have to knock out, I think that was another Panzer II over here. Light tanks can be a menace if you know how to use them. I mean, they're fun to play. So we've got some elite infantry over here, but really I think we've got too much. We're pushing them back. He's focusing his rocket barrages, guessing where we're at, but he's wrong. Tiger leader up here, dueling with a T-34-85. Probably going to win that fight, because he's looking in that direction if you saw that last shot. Take a look down the line. They've captured the town here. And again, I don't see anything that could take out... We got the Firefly in a fairly decent position, but not a whole lot to prevent Panthers and Tigers from coming through. Enemy hasn't been able to push beyond those housing units, which we saw earlier. Couldn't make it through the town. And slowly we're trying to push them out here. So we'll check back on that later. Let's go back to our zone. I did bring in 120s. If you've watched some of my other videos, these things just tend to do a really good job killing stuff. And they're not that expensive. These 80 points. They're just very effective at blowing things up. Panzer II fighting my M2 half-track with a Browning. He gets destroyed by somebody else. But he was getting heavily suppressed. We recaptured this flag. I'm using this half-track to push our line. I think that's a elephant. It is, so we have to be careful over here. Not sure his goals in rocketing this area. He really needs to recapture his front line before worrying about things back here. And as the Soviets, we get so much infantry. I mean, we had this flag for a second. I'm sure we'll recapture it. And then our cheap T-34, this is a 43, I think it's 60 points, no, 55, so 600s aren't going to do it. They only have a couple rounds. They'll blow a lot of stuff up if it's concentrated, but we have the whole front line here. P2 is coming back in. I'm bringing in two at once. And, I'm sorry, I said I've got a P2 and a P3. So goodbye, elite Axis infantry. I will have to manually control them to sort of keep them turning to the right versus the left, because as you've seen before, if I go to the left here, all this anti-aircraft is still up and has been knocking out our planes or damaging them. T-34-76 spots the MG-34. Bring this guy back around. They got a 20 millimeter in the nose, so if it's out in the grass, he might be able to do something. Well, he gets knocked out before we can. So, enemy rockets behind our line because we're moving so fast. Our Strelky DP team got pinned down, but if they can get back up, they can fire at that Stug 3 or this SPW 204. Not that the PTRD does a whole lot, but it can add suppression to these guys. Su-85, though, trades with the Stug 3G. And the Strelkies lose a man and get pinned again. Another off-map 600 coming in. ME-410 drops one on the T-60 and knocks it out. I'm bringing the P-2 to try and chase him down. These things are 450 KM, but there's a 7/1 back there, so we got to peel them off. So we've got 3 planes now. One's fully loaded out here, hovering around. I redirected our artillery to try to hit the 7/1 because we really got to take them out. Those things are very good. I have a T-34 back here. Got another one up here cutting it off. He can see down the road, so obviously I don't want to move over here or I'm going to get knocked out by the Tiger. But we've got them locked in at a 16-16 right now. And there's a lot of tanks over here. They're not heavy tanks. T-34 knocks out one of them, but I'm going to call in my PE-2. You can see him heading this way. Let's see if we can knock out these other tanks. Another Panzer 3G goes down. And in these scenarios where you're going in and out of spotting, you're going to want to just ground fire. So here he comes overhead. So he gets his bombs off, starting to take fire. And the bomb load comes out, so we're going to have to see at the end of the match to know what he was able to take out. But we helped pin this guy and surrender him. We did lose the P-283, so probably to the 7/1 back here. But we scared off the captured Jagdpanzer 3E, and our Strelky teams have these RPG-43 grenades, so we actually surrender them. I love SVT teams. They're quite good. Unfortunately, not so good against the Jagdpanzer. SG-43 heading to the front lines here, and M2A1 firing at the flak half-track. Pretty sure we're going to lose this one, guys. Still tied here at a 16-16, coming up on the end of Phase B. M2A1 goes down. And at the moment, got some T-60s way back here, but not going to be able to deal with him. So, Tiger's preventing us from really pushing through here, but our infantry has used the woods to get across. I want to say we destroyed that anti-aircraft gun. And I know these 82mm mortars look impressive, but I feel like they do more suppression and show than killing stuff. So SG-43 is just peeking out here to try to avoid getting hit by the Jagdpanzer. He is suppressed. Tiger goes down to the Su-85. And then we get an immediate bailout, unfortunately, and our SG-43 is pinned. These Panzer 3Gs have 2 machine guns, so he might get wiped out here unless he can run back. Lots of artillery hitting him, too. Hey, Commanders, it's your Phase B recap. As you can see, we managed to maintain control of the forested area in enemy territory while receiving bombardment from them. We have a large force of regular infantry, well, disheartened infantry, heading to the front line. I cleared out the enemy elite with 2 bombers, a PE-3 and a PE-2. You can see them getting nuked right there. 1 and 2. So the right flank of the enemy is pretty much collapsed there. Our planes did get damaged on the way out. I think I may have lost one in this time around. I know I lose several in this match. As you can see, though, we managed to push to their back flag. And my Strelky team was harassing that Stug 3G before he started taking fire from the SPW and the Tiger leader. So he's still pinned down, not killed off, but maintaining control of the flag. ME-410 came in and knocked out one of our T-60s. We heavily damaged that guy. I was going to chase him down with a PE-2, but figured that was not very smart due to their speed and the 7/1 you can see there in the back. We managed to counter their artillery fire with some Katyushas, and I continued calling in the Air Force to take out enemy light and medium tanks. We had infantry and tanks back there too, and you can see that whole little attack group getting taken out by the T-34, and the rest of them will pretty much be destroyed by that bomber coming in. So really going quite well for us here on the right flank of Gora Kalwaria. Here comes the bomber. We can't see the enemy anymore, but I'm almost certain those bombs landed on some guys who are hidden from our view. 3, 2, 1, and there they are. So I was getting a little frustrated by the enemy anti-aircraft. We used some of the ZIS-3s to help take them out. And we actually, due to the suppression from those bombers, managed to surrender an enemy tank to a rifles team. Then we had a little goofy duel between an M2 50 caliber half-track and a 20mm flak half-track. I'm guessing you guys know which way that battle went, but actually pretty surprised with the amount of suppression the flak half-track got there. So he maintained control of that intersection. We're going to need to capture that back here at some point. I had brought an SG-43 up to the front line to help take out the enemy infantry. And as you could see there in the background, the Su-85 did manage to knock out a Tiger. Unfortunately, he was bailed out. So the teams are still locked in at a 16-16 as we head towards Phase C. So our other half-track got destroyed by these light recon half-tracks, the 250/9s. But because we've capped these flags, we're still here at a 16-16. Hopefully we can capture this one. Let's take a look at things. So, yeah, the enemy did a nice job pushing us out of these towns. Been quite static here and here. And then we've made, oh, I don't know, 250 meters of progress here, but we got an M3 half-track rush. They could probably suppress this Pac 40 if they get in there, and they managed to knock him out with the T4. So now we're at 17-15. I had called in more aircraft for bombing runs. This guy turned the wrong way. T-34 gets hit by the ME-410. We lost another PE-3. A new Su-85 did spot these half-tracks and is starting to take them down. Took out a Jagdpanzer over here with the Su-122. Try to zoom out here for a second. Feel like there's quite a bit of action going on. There's another duel over here and here. Su-122 bounces on the front there, and he destroys him. More enemy off map here. And the flak half-track goes down. These T-60s might be able to sweep in and capture this. Probably has infantry in here now, though. So front line being pummeled by battery fire at the moment. But we've got lots of infantry to call back in. SG-43 has one man left. Enemy fighter bombers continuing to attack our front line here. But it looks like he's ground firing, not terribly off, but not close enough to hit our guys. Just suppresses this one. 600's back in. Again, spending a lot of points on these off maps. 120 for each of them. He really needs recon. Maybe smoke this. If he can get in with his infantry. I'm not sure. He's kind of screwed at this point if we've got all of this defensive territory. Su-57 goes down to the Panzer IV leader, and the Elephant is spotting my T-34s, so they're on a move order to just sort of get out of the way. Panzer leader goes down to a ZIS-2. More enemy bombers heading our way, and it looks like one's about to fall right on us here. Oh, he missed. Hear that Katyusha going off back here. So at some point we got to figure out how to get this Elephant. We can't get over there due to that anti-aircraft fire, but if they can get a side shot here, I'm sure they can knock him down. P2 coming back in. Again, no anti-aircraft over here. I'm trying to drop it right here. Where'd he go? There they are. So we take out the Tiger leader. That drops the veteran C on the Stug 3G, and he is not scratched. Counter battery fire coming in right after these Katyushas finish, but he luckily makes it out of there. So I do have a KV-1S to provide additional veterancy to our equipment and infantry up here. Holding us back at the moment with the Jagdpanzer 4s, but there's no more flags to catch. They're the ones who need to catch the flags. We got to capture this one and figure out a way to take out the elephant and take that one. SG-43 just getting lined up here. With the Panzer 742, probably going to knock him out here shortly. You can see my T-34 is just coming up to the front line here. Firing at a captured T-34. And you can see me, I'm trying to increase the veterancy of our front line by getting him as close as possible. So transmission gets damaged and we missed it. But I don't know if either side can go through the frontal armor at that distance. Actually, we penetrated. He might have turned. .150's landing on our position. Now he's got this guy in here, which is a Tiger, I think, so he might go down here. Yep. So Tiger knocks us out. We've got another T-34 over here with a stuck turret. Trying to take out the Stug 3G. And he does, so it's basically an assault gun at this point. We had a crew killed back here. There's one more T-34. And this guy's marching everything out in the open. He did bring in more anti-aircraft, so hopefully we don't get knocked out. I don't know if I saw that. I must have. So I redirected this guy. Looks like we side shot the elephant here. P2, is he going to make it on the Tiger? He does. 7-1, though. He's going to fly right over him. He might get knocked out. Tiger, is he going to die? No, it just gets damaged. And the PE2, after flying over the 7/1, is knocked out. FW-190 coming in to hit our Strelky team. Knocks him out. And Katyushas are ready and firing on all these Valkyries. And something happened, guys. It's a 2012. We got this flag here. We got one more, but something... Oh, we got the town back. We got both towns back. Now, I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. We shouldn't have... He should have had ample time to set up defense here, so that's pretty shocking. And then we got this back, too, so... Tick timer down to less than 10 minutes now. Su-85 gets knocked out by the Tiger. I'd love to hear what you guys would do if you're playing the Axis in this position. Hopefully not surrender like Stan did. How would you overcome this scenario? You got a bunch of heavy tanks in reserve. You got artillery. I mean, you got fighter bombers coming in, so it's not like you're actually out of the fight yet. Zis-3 doing field gun work over here on these Panzergrens. They fire fast, too, so he took an immediate casualty in that first round. Looks like it does about 20% suppression for each shell. Except for that one, it looked about 30%. So, might take out another guy here with this last shot. No, but we'll get him pushed off due to the disheartened. Yep. So we might pick up that flag here. It's a 17-15 though. They capped something back. T-34 bouncing rounds on this Panzer IV. We do end up knocking him out. But Valkyrie's just getting chewed up here by T-34 85s. And this might flip here in a second. So he did recapture the town. Not seeing a lot of infantry here. I have more Strelke DPs heading to the front. We'll say, did go through a lot of rifle teams in this match. We're going to get another leader up here to boost these guys. I want to say this is still a real player over here. But just endless equipment coming up to the front. So if they push us off this, it's going to be tied again, though. Managed to push the timer up to 16 minutes. Got some Italian trucks heading our way. Gets knocked out by the PTR team. Really got to use smoke or mortar this area to push us back. So here comes the rockets. He needed to do this first to pin us and then move those trucks in. Alright, well, I don't think they're going to be coming back here, guys. So let's take a look here. They pushed us back out of the town. Again, really surprised. You should have had infantry in all of these buildings. Looks like they're making it across into the town here, but only one squad. And they pushed us off the intersection again. We've got plenty of equipment and infantry back here to retake it, though. And there's a engineer battle over here, which will clearly win. Elephant moving up. Doesn't have reconnaissance, though, so a little dangerous not to have a spotter. PTR team might get knocked out here by the T-34. But I think once we get these Strelke up here, we'll recapture this flag. I'm making a T-34 rush. And, I'm not going to lie, guys. I think at this time I had run to go shower because we had to leave for an event. I was a little bit on cruise control here. So, we'll see what happens. I did it really fast. But looks like we're spotting a bunch of stuff up here, and here comes some rockets. Well timed, I might say. There's a 45 here. So who knows if he takes everything out. Elephant too. So 45 AT gun takes out one of them. We got 3 left that were set on the attack order. And he's retreating all his stuff. ISU-152 heading up there, though. We may get knocked out by this 45mm anti-tank gun. So 1 left. Bit of a waste, but 1913. And this guy's gonna die. So our defense groups pushing the Pioneers out of the town. All the enemy tanks destroyed. We've got a 17-pounder, 2 Fireflies, and a leader here. Triple vetting some of these guys. Panther's probably going to lose. Gets penned and destroyed. Don't want to mess with triple vetted Firefly 5Cs. 1913. Puma rush coming into the town. See what happens here. T-34 might knock him out. If he's just peeking out each time, the T-34 is definitely going to win. Sturmos go down. And he's going to get knocked out here. Dushka truck, not going to do it. BF-109 fighter bomber strikes. I think we had 3 of them over there. On our end, it looks like we destroyed a FW-190 Elephant hanging back. Not a whole lot back here outside of the Hellcats that can do much to him. Knocks one out. JU-88 came in, but got pushed off before he could drop his cluster munitions. So, Axis definitely in control on this flank. But we've captured this sector. And this guy, I think he went to go grab a coffee, maybe. It's really slowed down over here. So, last 5 minutes, if you guys want to skip ahead to the end stats, feel free. I really wasn't here for like 3 or 4 minutes of this. And I just don't think we're going to see a whole lot of change here. This town's been captured. I'm pretty sure the Axis team has been demoralized. We're seeing some Panthers and Whitman in here. So this might be the only area of real action going on. And it looks like one of the Fireflies was knocked out. 17-pounder on return fire. Kind of odd. Goes right through Whitman's frontal armor. But he might get suppressed first. And he is destroyed. But without infantry to screen this assault, and he's got a swamp in front of him, so he's got to go through these woods or down the road. This is just going to sit here. Panzerun's made it back into the woods over here. That's kind of surprising. Another attempted rush here by the enemy into this intersection in the last 3 minutes of the match. Tiger goes down, but the ISU 122 is knocked out as well. I'm curious to know who is spotting these guys back here. Oh, it's my guy over here. So I brought in a recon team, put them on a return fire, and they can see all this stuff. You guys got to remember to bring the reconnaissance. It's so important. We got one PE-283 left. Nebelwerfer's firing at us. But, they're just too slow to load and aim to really ever hit armor if it's moving and not static. These Panzergrunts just getting completely suppressed and surrendering to our rifle teams. Alright, here's the PE-2. I must have gotten back to my computer. I'm trying to take out that elephant. We got 250 kilogram bombs and 100 kilogram bombs. Elephant is moving now. Just behind him. Oh, man. And here comes the air circus. JU-88's coming in to try and wipe us out. I only think one got a bomb load off, though. So it takes out a few teams, but again, we got defense in depth here, and the T-34 to prevent a rush coming through. Plus, we're going to get these T-26s up here. Under 2 minutes in the game. IL-2M's coming in to repay the Germans here. See if they take out the elephant. That was right on the side, too. I'm kind of surprised they missed. And they nail him and knock him out of the sky. Or, knock him out of the sky. Destroy him on the ground. Maxim goes down to the Panzer IV. AI really trying to recap this flag, but my Strelky's here at the PTRD. Panics the crew. And he is destroyed. I don't know what that was, the SU-152. Yeah. That was a nice little ambush here, though. TP teams aren't bad with the 2 machine guns. I mean, it's damage of 1, suppression of 40. It's not terrible. What are these? So, with 2 MG42s, 1.2, suppression still only 40, though. $30 seconds to go, 22-10. I don't think I brought in anything heavier. Yeah, I never brought anything heavier than that 120. And those ZIS-3s, so... If you're getting hit with a lot of enemy artillery, especially high caliber, it's definitely good to bring in your own to counter battery them, but it's not always necessary in the match. It's the one thing I love about this game. It's always different. So, we end up with a minor victory after 39 minutes and 52 seconds. We've captured 22 of 32 objectives. Let's check the team stats. So, we killed off 1925 to 1530 losses. Kills-wise, the SU-85 we had hiding in the woods did quite a bit. SU-122 took out 2 Jagdpanzers with the heat shells. Not too bad. PE3 takes out some infantry. Starfleet teams take out a... we surrendered that guy. ZIS-3 howitzer takes out the Jagdpanzer 4. Hey, not bad for a 60-point unit. PE-283 takes out several squads with his bomb loads. The 120s really didn't do a whole lot, but we did knock out the Jagdpanzer 3. PE-2 takes out the Tiger Leader. And... let's see, everything else is kind of a one-off here. Our M3 Recon knocked out an FW-190 G3R5. Good job. Loss-wise, 7/1 really hurt us. Jagdpanzer took out a few. You see a lot of one-off stuff. That 45, this is when I was on autopilot. Experience-wise, we did 9% of the kills with 9% of the command points and 10% of the casualties. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.